Hi everyone, my name is Christine and welcome to my teaching methodology class. Today I'm going to talk about grammar translation method. Let's take a look at the background and the goal of the method. Actually, the method dominated language teaching from the 1840s to the 1940s, and nowadays a lot of teachers are still using this method in their classrooms. The goal of foreign language study for this method is to learn a language in order to read its literature. And the second goal is to benefit from the mental discipline and intellectual development that result from foreign language study. Okay, so that's why grammar translation method is also called classical method, because it was used to teach some languages such as Greek and Latin. Let's take a look at the objectives of grammar translation method. Basically, the ultimate objective of the method is to enable students to read, understand, and appreciate written target literature. Through the study of the grammar of the target language, the students will be more familiar with the grammar of their mother tongue. In this method, it was also thought that foreign language learning would help students grow intellectually, and learning the target language and the mother tongue empowers students mentally. Let's take a look at the principles. Basically, in grammar translation method, reading and writing are the major focus. So that means that speaking and listening are not stressed in this method, and students are more often to improve their reading and writing ability instead of enhancing their speaking and listening ability. So basically, little or no systematic attention is paid to speaking and listening. Then the vocabulary that the students is going to learn in class is selected based on the reading text used in class. And the words are taught through bilingual word list, dictionary study, and memorization. So in this kind of method, students are required to memorize all the new words in both their native language and the target language. Then also, in this method, teachers will emphasize the sentence rather than the text. So that means the accuracy is emphasized over fluency. Then let's look at more principles of the method. The student's native language was the medium of instruction, so that means that the teacher will use the student's native language to teach the target language in this kind of class. And also they use the student's native language to explain new grammar and vocabulary items, and they help students to compare between their mother tongue and the target language. Also, the role of the teachers in this kind of classroom is an authoritative figure. That means that the teacher is the model and the teacher is the source of the knowledge of a target language. And also, grammar in this kind of class is taught deductively, and presentation is study of grammar rules followed by examples and exercises. Also, grammar's rules are taught in an organized and systematic way. So let's take a look at the procedure of grammar translation method when teachers use it in their classrooms. First, they will start with reading comprehension. So students will be required to read lines, and they will be required to translate sentences. And basically, the teacher will help students with the vocabulary that students don't know. And also the students will have question and answers with students to help students understand the meaning of each sentence. Then the words selected from the passage and equivalents of the new words are also listed on the bilingual word list. And students will be required to or be asked to memorize these new words in both the target language and the meaning in their native language. Later on, the teacher will introduce new grammatical rules in a deductive way. And then also in this stage of learning, students will be doing a lot of translation exercises, because one of the goals of this method is to equip students with the ability to translate between the two languages, namely their target language and the native language. And the last stage in this procedure of teaching by using the method is about writing. So students will be asked to write a translation passage. For example, they have been learning something like The Little Red Riding Hood, today. So the teacher will ask students to translate each sentence in this story. And also, the grammar exercises will be provided to help students to be more familiar with the grammar rules they learned today. And also, they need to memorize all of vocabulary, new words or new vocabulary they learned today. And they will be also writing sentences to help them understand the meanings of these sentences more clearly. Now let's take a look at the techniques in teaching with the method. So basically, as I have mentioned, translation has been a very important exercise in this kind of classroom. Especially, students will be required to translate literary work. Also, students have to answer these reading comprehension questions, and they will get to learn antonyms or synonyms of the new words that they learned in the work. And for the cognates part, since most of my students are not Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers, so basically we don't have this kind of cognates in Chinese. So this part is usually neglected. And also students will be applied with grammatical rules, then with some examples. Then they will do more exercises to familiarize with the rules. Also, students will be doing some exercises like filling the blanks to help them to be more familiar with the new words or grammar rules that they learned today. So basically, in this method, students are required to memorize a lot of things, especially the new vocabulary in the reading passage. And they will also learn to use new words in sentences. And the last technique they will be doing or using in this class is the composition. So students will have to write a lot of sentences and also translation between translation of the sentences in the reading passage. So let's take a look at the summary of this method. Basically, grammar translation method emphasizes reading and writing rather than listening and speaking. And grammar and vocabulary are the basic language elements emphasized, and basically pronunciation is neglected because the students' oral communication ability is not stressed here. And also form is emphasized over function. The role of teacher, again, in this kind of class is the authoritative figure, and it is important that students get the correct answer from the teacher. And basically, learning is facilitated through attention to similarities between the target language and the mother tongue. And students learn grammar deductively, or teacher teach grammar rules deductively. And basically, language learning provides a good mental exercise in this kind of method. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you.